to him on Friday, and he said it was so surreal when he came out, the way he's been treated and how wonderful it's been for him. And I'm just so happy for him. He sounded so happy. In fact, Friday night he said he was going out on his first date where he felt like a free man.
Let me.
So Jason was so brave.
Let me talk to Martina a little bit too. You call this a game changer. How difficult was this for you when you made your orientation public?
Well, after coming to America from a communist country and asking for political asylum and leaving my family behind, never knowing when I was ever going to see them again, being gay wasn't such a big deal. And for me, it wasn't a big deal. It was a big deal to everybody else. But as a tennis player, I could still play. I didn't have to worry about the front office or the coaches benching me because I was gay. I could still play my sport no matter what. It cost me a lot of money in endorsements and all that. Also, you have to remember that these endorsement-based deals have a moral clause in it, that back then being gay was immoral. Therefore, you would lose your endorsements, and professional athletes would not be able to be signed. They would get fired. So I had it easy in that way, in that I could still play ball no matter what, and I was able to be myself and not really pay the price that way. I paid the price in different ways with the fans and the media and a lot of sensationalism that wasn't pretty. But still, I could play tennis no matter what.
Do you all think it is more difficult for a male athlete to come out than for a woman, Billie Jean?
Well, it seems to be the case since there have been many more women that have come out, but I'm not sure exactly why the guys are hiding that much, particularly, again, in sports like golf and tennis. We know they're there, but they're so far in the closet, I don't know who they are, even in the world of tennis.
Did you, Billie Jean, you lose sponsors when you came out? Or?
Yes. I was just getting ready to retire, and I was outed. I had an affair with a woman, and she outed me. And my lawyer, my publicist, and everyone told me not to say I was gay or bisexual or anything. And I said, I have to tell the truth. I stayed up 48 hours arguing with my lawyer and my publicist. I have to have a press conference. I have to tell the truth. And they said, no, you can't do that. And I said, I have to do it. I said, I have to be truthful. So I told the truth. I lost my endorsements in 24 hours. It's the letters I got or the sponsors, what they said to me that was really hurtful. And I remember talking to Martina the same year. This is 1981, so it's, 32 years ago. In fact, I had my press conference May 11th, 1981, to tell people the truth. And I had to fight with everybody to do that. And it was really difficult. And I remember Martina talking to me about that she was going to get outed by this reporter with the New York Daily News, and she also was just getting her citizenship at that time. So it was very tumultuous times, I think, for both of us. It was difficult. But, the truth does set you free, Bob. The truth sets you free. And I think the big difference now compared to those days is that people are ready to hear it, to listen. No one cares. I'm excited about the Supreme Court in June voting on DOMA and Prop 8. That is, the LGBT community is so excited that people are finally accepting us. We can really be out there and be free. And it's amazing in my lifetime to see the difference.
Martina, do you think there'll ever come a time when it doesn't matter? I was a little bit surprised, and I must say happily surprised, that it didn't cause more of a commotion than it did. There were a lot of stories about it, but not a great deal of controversy, at least in the first stories. Did that surprise you a little bit?
Yeah, not really. The times have changed. I think when President Obama came in favor of gay rights, gay marriage, that really changed the tide. But we have to remember that this has been a long time coming. We still don't have equal rights. I have been getting on Twitter, why does this matter? I don't care, which is kind of code for I really don't want to know. But it does matter because in 29 states in this country you can still get fired for not just being gay, but if your employer thinks that you're gay, you could still get fired. We don't have equal rights. So it does matter, but the positive reaction I think it's going to help with the Supreme Court. I really do think that's going to make a difference. And finally, one of these days we will have equal rights, and I think that day is not that far away.
Well, I want to thank both of you for being with us this
President
morning.
Obama
Go ahead.
has made such a difference.
All right.
President Obama has made the difference. In his inauguration, absolutely saying it like it is, he has set the tone for all of us, and I really thank him as our leader.
All right. Billie Jean King and Martina now.
This is a Monday Morning Quarterback on the 6th day of May 2013. Boston Red here. And we started off with a little monologue with Bob Schaefer and Billie Jean King and Martina Navratilova. They were two tennis stars that revealed to the general public that they were gay in the 80s, and it cost them sponsorship dollars, no doubt about that. So there was an economic impact there. They were talking about the recent football player that came out, and they had another football player there. But the whole issue here is an issue of equity, an issue of civil rights, beyond what you'd call so-called marriage equity. It's an issue of equality. So thus they have been a very long struggle there, and they will continue to struggle until legislation is adapted state by state, and also federally, that they can look to see where they need to go. So thus we go into the scoreboard part of the program, and after we give the scores, we'll go to some more of the talk shows, including Bob Schaefer talking with his round table on from a variety of subjects. The attack in Syria by the Israeli Defense Forces, which will put that in a new ball game. There is no doubt about that. The continual soap opera known as the Boston Marathon bombing, it continues on. They have finally found a place, literally, or they have the funeral home, but they need now to find a place to literally bury or plant the body. They have chosen the people that will do the Islamic ceremony. His uncle and two other people will perform that, so that part has moved on. Perhaps if we have time, we'll have a little tape of the mortician that is in charge there, and he explains why he is the provider of last resorts as far as a funeral home is concerned on that particular issue. So we have a number of issues today. We also have in this issue the 5K run out in Omaha, Nebraska. That was in conjunction with the annual Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting, the Woodstock of Finance it's called. Roughly 35,000 people were there. Warren Buffett played ping pong with professional ping pong player, an Olympic player, and also with Bill Gates. They played bridge also and a number of other sports, but they did have the 5K run, and of course this is the Monday Morning Quarterback, so we would talk about that. Warren Buffett did not run in the marathon, but he was in the ping pong, and he was also in the bridge games, and they have a tossing of the Omaha Herald, which he also owns, also the Sunday paper, which is a much larger paper. Those have disappeared also across the country, and we have some more information here on what Bain Capital is up to. So we'll move with the scores now. The Twins were at the Indians. The Twins 4-2 over the Indians. Actually, we'll call them the Cleveland team, and I'm just looking up here. We'll do a little better the next time around here. The Mets were at the Atlanta team. The Atlanta won that game 9-4. The Athletics were at the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. The Athletics won 5-4 there. The Nationals from D.C. beat the Pirates in San Diego 6-2. The Mariners lost to the Blue Jays 10-2. The Cardinals of St. Louis 10 over the Brewers of Milwaukee. The White Sox lost to the Royals in Kansas City. Oh boy. The Cubs at home in Wrigley Field lost to the Reds 7-4. One of these days we'll report a victory. The Rangers pulled it out in Arlington, Texas, 4-3 over the Red Sox. The Phillies lost at home to the Marlins of Florida, 14-2. Even a loss, they didn't show up. The Angels were beaten by the Orioles of Baltimore, 8-4. The Diamondbacks lost to the Padres in San Diego. The Tigers of the Motor City blanked the Astros of Houston. The Rays, as they are now called, 8-3 over the Rockies. And the Los Angeles Dodgers were lost to the Giants of San Francisco 4-3. So that is a roundup of the of Major League Baseball. We'll now go to the NBA and what machinations were there in the NBA. We'll look at the first actually this is game one. They're in the series. The Thunder versus Memphis. The Oklahoma City Thunder game one. They won it 93-91. And let's make sure some other games that are coming up here. I guess that was the game. We'll have Chicago at the Heat. That'll be game one. That will be tomorrow night. Golden State at San Antonio. Be game one there also tomorrow night. Another matchup, Indiana at New York. That'll be on Tuesday night. Memphis will play again at Oklahoma City on Tuesday. And then we'll have Chicago at Miami on Wednesday and Golden State at San Antonio. And Miami at Chicago on Friday and San Antonio at Golden State on Friday. And on Saturday it'll be Oklahoma City at Memphis. So that is the NBA part of it. We'll look at the NHL. We got all kind of scores going on around this place. See who did what. Let's see. Well, we have Washington. They blanked the Rangers. They lead at 2-0 the Washington Capitals. Toronto 4 over Boston. The series is not tied up. In games 2. Anaheim beat Detroit. The Red Wings have 4-0. And that was on Saturday. And let's see. The Sunday scores. Pittsburgh 5. The New York Islanders in overtime 4. Penguins lead the series 2-1. Minnesota 3, Chicago 2. Blackhawks lead the series 2-1. That particular series. Ottawa 6 over Montreal. The Senators lead 2-1, and San Jose, 5 over Vancouver 2. So we'll set up some games on Monday night. Boston at Toronto. The series is tied there. Washington at New York. Capitals lead at 2-0. And Anaheim, the Anaheim Ducks, they lead at 2-1 over Detroit Red Wings. And St. Louis, the Blues lead 2-1 over Los Angeles. So that will do it for our sports scoreboard part of the show here. And we'll move on to some of the political meat, or potentially what could be the political meat when we get the right screen up here. Nonetheless, Reuters is reporting that Bain Capital, Golden Gate, near $6.5 billion deal for BMC. BMC is a software operation that goes head-to-head with the Oracles of the world, SAP and CA and ComputeWare. Nonetheless, they are out of Houston, Texas. This is a private equity buyout situation. The price would be around $46 a share. And BMC currently trades about 11.3